So I watched the Manosphere documentary, and believe it or not, it actually put me at ease. Let me explain. For starters, if you are the parent of young boys like me, you are probably terrified about what's happening with young men right now. Misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, they've all come roaring back. Not that they ever fully left, but it seemed like we were headed in the right direction. Then COVID happened, and while most of us were just trying to figure out how to move forward, the most evil men in the world saw it as an opportunity. And the likes of Donald Trump and his young, insecure allies drew men into a really dark world. And I shouldn't even say men, boys. A level of misogyny that it feels like we've never dealt with before. And you see on a daily basis the violence that it results in. But what became clear after watching Manosphere was that this really is nothing new. The technology, access to high-capacity weapons, access to dark parts of the internet, and the language they use all make it feel new and scary. Now, I've drawn this connection before, but historically, generations tend to fluctuate. To some extent, things are cyclical. And when you look at Gen Z men, you can't help but make comparisons with their Gen X fathers or lack of fathers. When I was watching the documentary, I couldn't help but think of the Girls Gone Wild documentary that I watched way back when. It was the same kind of power structure, the same kind of manipulation, and the same kind of bro culture depravity. Caring about nothing else but making money. Wall Street bro culture 2.0. The same obsession with physical fitness, I think of all those late 80s workout videos, and the same extreme individualism. The idea that I'm responsible for nothing as it relates to anyone else. If my actions hurt someone else, that's their fault for making the choice to be close to me. In regards to their private chats and OnlyFans management, they're nothing more than digital pimps. The same thing that was done with club promoting and modeling. Just ask our president. This is the bro culture of the 1920s, 1950s, and 1980s reincarnate. Thankfully, those were countered by the 1930s, 1960s, and 1990s. My generation of millennials started with that Gen X bro culture and slowly phased it out. By the time I was in college, it wasn't okay to say half the things I said in high school. It was never okay, but the social pressure was there. Now we've got to do it again, and even though they're a little crazy so far, I have a lot of faith in Gen Alpha. And it was a little crazy that changed things in the past, things like punk rock and hip-hop. I think they're ready. Unfortunately, the brick wall in front of all of this is authoritarianism. An authoritarian regime can keep a culture hostage for years, even decades, forcefully preventing progress. But if we can get past the Orange Monster and his gang, I don't think we need to be that worried about our young boys. We'll just deal with it the same way we did before, but this time we need to work to make it permanent. We need to make a culture of equality, make that a tradition, as common sense as holding open a door. Once again, make these guys outcasts, and this time, don't let them off the leash.